And in an update on Gabby Petito.
Oh, we never did a recap.
What was the last thing we had talked about?
The last thing we talked about was her just being missing. No, they found her. They found her. He was missing.
He's dead now.
Yeah. Did we talk about? We haven't talked about.
Did he commit suicide?
Is this what the story's about?
He did, right?
No, it's not that.
He shot himself.
Did he?
Yeah.
That's the forensic. Is that he went?
Whoa.
They found him in a swamp, right?
Yeah.
Well, Gabby Petito's family is now suing Brian Laundrie's parents.
What?
Oh, because they knew? Because that was a suspicion.
They claim that they wasted.
They claim that they helped them like.
Oh, he's over there, but they knew where he was.
Yep, Gabby Petito's family are suing Brian Laundrie's parents, accusing them of knowing he had killed their daughter before Gabby's body was eventually found and trying to help him flee authorities.
Is that a civil or criminal suit?
What's the legal difference on that one?
Civil is like people to people. Criminal is when the government is charging you.
Then it sounds civil.
Yeah.
It sounds civil.
Because it's the parents, right?
Civil's basically for money. Criminal's basically for jail.
Yeah.
This looks like a civil suit.
I see.
Their 22-year-old daughter and her fiancé Laundrie, 23, had been driving around national parks in the U.S. in their van when she was reported missing by her family in September last year. Petito's body was later found on September 19th in Grand Teton National Park in Wyoming with a...
Oh, I'm trying to go there.
Really?
Is it beautiful?
It's beautiful.
That's where people die, apparently.
Oh, okay.
Wyoming's pretty nice, though.
It's beautiful.
Remember I was sending you like the road trip? So
Yeah, I want to do that one.
I want to go to Yellowstone, and then it said you have to check out Grand Teton right next to it because it's beautiful.
Yeah.
There it is.
That's why they were there. Because weren't they? They were travel bloggers, right?
Yeah.
That was their content.
So she was, the coroner revealed she had died of strangulation, just catching everybody up. Laundrie was a person of interest in the homicide of his late partner and went missing himself on September 14th. Laundrie's body was found on October 20th, and a forensic anthropologist determined the cause of death to be suicide. The FBI concluded that Laundrie had strangled Petito after a notebook containing confession to the murder discovered by his remains in Florida's Mayakahatchee Creek Environmental Park.
Whoa.
And now, Petito's parents are now seeking at least $30,000 in damages from Laundrie's parents, Christopher and Roberta Laundrie.
You know what's kind of scary is that like most of the time they wouldn't pursue this if they didn't have like good enough evidence. There might be something in his confession in the book that puts the parents out.
That was my question for you. Is there anything?
What do you mean? Like he has a journal?
He confessed.
Like,
right?
it's so dope that my dad was fucking helping me out.
Yeah. Thanks, Dad.
What the fuck?
My parents really do love me. You know when they say blood is thicker than water?
They were the only ones that helped me get away with
I wanted to turn myself in, but they said, nah, kill yourself somewhere else.
You do have to admit though, that's some down ass parents.
Thanks for telling them I went left when I went right.
It's like some
I don't know too much about this case, but I remember something saying that he was found, or like one of his destinations after was at a campsite owned by his parents.
Oh wow.
I think that's the same case, right? So like the parents definitely, I mean, of course the parents aren't guilty of the initial crime, but they were guilty of like hiding and abetting and.
Oh.
That was the narrative the whole time. That was the narrative, is that they were hiding it, you know?
I mean, if you
Yeah.
guys were parents, would you give your kids up? Because I wouldn't.
I think it would depend.
If he choked out his girlfriend,
What does
I think
it depend
I would,
on for you?
I would send my kid in, bro.
Yeah, like, I mean...
You have a son, killed his girlfriend. And then he came home, he was like, hey dad, I can't believe what happened, I fucking killed my girlfriend. What do you do?
I'd be like, how the fuck did you do it first? Because if it's, I can't believe what happened, I killed her. It's like I accidentally hit her with my car or something like that.
No, it's
You know
like,
what I
she
mean?
pissed me off, she fucking
So I strangled her?
fucking strangled her, and you better hurry up, dad, because don't you hear the wee wee wee?
Yeah.
If I already heard the wee wee wee, I ain't telling him to run.
No, it's still like a good like 30 minutes.
Get the fuck out of here, dude. Stop trying to...
It's really far, though. Really loud sirens. Really loud sirens.
What do you do? Do you try to help him get away, or you turn him in, or like, what do you do?
That's hard.
It depends on how much time they're gonna do too. Because if it's a clear-cut case and they're gonna probably go to jail for life, I'd ask them if they want to off themselves or if they want me to do it.
Wow, okay. See, I don't think I would go there.
You hit him with the Lenny of
What if it was your best friend that was like, hey, I killed my girl, help me with the body? What would you say?
Shit. First of all, my best friend is now asking me to become an accomplice, and that's fucking me up.
But you guys might get away with it, so just be guilt.
I don't know if I could do it.
Really? Hear that Mike song?
You're on your own, Mike.
That was the setup.
No, because there was, remember, I don't know if you know this story, there was a dancer who like, she she was a dancer in LA, and then she moved to Vegas. She ended up in a relationship with this Cirque guy, like a Cirque du Soleil dude.
Watch out for them Cirque dudes.
He ended up killing her, and then
Was it
during
the
an
O
argument,
show or Michael Jackson 1?
I forgot which one it was.
Okay.
Sounds like a car kind of
I
guy.
like it might be a call kind of
Sounds
guy.
more like a Zumanity type of situation.
Yeah.
But he killed his girl. Asked his roommate to help with the body, and his roommate fucking helped him.
Whoa.
But did the roommate like help because of the awkwardness of the situation while also calling the cops like silently?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, he didn't. He was just a straight up ride or die homie. But they did a lot of weird shit. They chopped her up. They put her in cement in the bathtub.
Jesus
God.
Christ.
Why is it always cement in the bathtub?
I don't know. People think that fucking works.
Yeah, that's super Dexter.
Yeah, that's
If your homie comes and tells you, right, hey, I killed someone, please help me. And like, let's say you go, don't fucking talk to me, don't even put me in this position, and you cut off all contacts. The fact that you now know, but you don't report it, are you considered an accomplice, or like, you know, can it be charged?
not if you go, you guys, and you run away.
That's the only way.
Yeah.
Shit. Damn.
That's some good foresight.
So like, as soon as you hear a crime, if you don't report it, you're
Right.
technically guilty a little bit of something.
I think.
well, like something like that.
No.
There's a charge with that.
Right, because it's isn't there something where like if you tell your wife or your husband, it's like that doesn't count in court because they can't testify against you.
Yeah,
or
there's
something
that.
like that.
There's
Yeah,
a thing
yeah.
if you're married, you can't force them to testify. They
Yeah.
can do it voluntarily, but they can't be forced.
So that means if Mike Son comes to me and he's like, yo, I killed this person, help me, I'd be like, marry me right now.
No, people do that shit.
Marry me right now and then we'll talk.
Because then you'll never know what the other person knows.
That solves that problem.
That's just how far, that's the ride or die I gotta do. Hey, there's some legal shit to this first. I'd rather just be gay. So this lawsuit claims that they had, quote, full knowledge that Gabriel Petito had been murdered by their son, alleging that they hid this knowledge from authorities while the search was underway. Quote, it is believed and therefore averred that Brian Laundrie advised his parents, Christopher Laundrie and Roberta Laundrie, that he had murdered Gabriel Petito, states the lawsuit. On that same date, Christopher Laundrie and Roberta Laundrie spoke with attorney Steve Bertolino and sent him a retainer on September 2nd, 2021.
Oh, that's the fucking thing, the receipt. Because they had already paid for a lawyer before the fucking thing was found out.
And I heard they were also getting in trouble by the state as well for fucking around with the resources of the search, and they were once again
like pointing in wrong direction.
So I heard that the state was trying to prosecute them as well. So
The legal filing goes on to say, while Joseph Petito and Nicole Schmidt were desperately searching for information concerning their daughter, Christopher Laundrie and Roberta Laundrie were keeping the whereabouts of Brian Laundrie secret, alleging that they were making arrangements for him to leave the country.
Damn.
Wow.
Christopher and Roberta Laundrie exhibited extreme and outrageous conduct which constitutes behavior under the circumstances which goes beyond all possible bounds of decency and is regarded as shocking, atrocious, and utterly intolerable in a civilized community, the lawsuit adds.
Yeah, man.
This is also weird because we're not human enough to like know these situations until we get there, but I think a best friend, it's like, that's one thing.
Yeah.
But your kid.
Your child is I don't know.
I think for my kid, if it's like a crime against like a person and I feel like it's justified, I'd probably help him get away. But if it's a crime against humanity, I'd probably kill him.
That's what I said, and people were like, "That's dark." Because I'm like, that's your. Okay, so first of all,
But then now you have a crime on your hands.
it's fine. My generation's done. Is that double jeopardy?
no, I think
I
that's
think about it,
double
right?
homicide.
Pythagorean theorem?
I think like whatever you create, it's your responsibility, right? So if I create a human being, and even though they have their own ideas and what they're gonna do, and they might be an absolute Hitler, and they'll go out there and do whatever. But I feel like, well, I brought them in, so maybe I should take them out. And then so, because I'll feel the guilt and responsibility of like, maybe I didn't parent well. Maybe whatever it is, fuck it, maybe I should go to jail too.
Maybe you'll feel the guilt and responsibility of killing your kid.
That too, but ultimately, it's
your
like,
Not if he's a Hitler. Not if he's a Hitler.
if he or she lost their temper and murdered someone, right? Then that to me is like a crime against humanity. It's not something that it's like it's like I'm gonna help you escape. Because it's like let's say the law's after you and it's like one of those like in the movies where it's like, oh shit, the government framed you, or like something's happening, and or like in self-defense you had to murder someone or whatever, right? And I'm like, but the evidence is stacked against you, and only we know this secret. It's like, okay, now I'm gonna send you to Mexico.
You know what I will say though? When I look at a court case like this, if his parents lose the case and the only thing that happens to them is they're fined 30 grand, I'll fucking do it every time. You know what I mean?
Low key.
Like if that's really like the only thing at risk.
That's the extent of it.
If this is like the case study and you extrapolate every other situation after, then it's like, oh, it's 30 G's.
Yeah, it's like
Kill anybody you want, I'll help you.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? Because that's your own kid too. Like I do get that that's very emotional and very difficult. And there's already like, is my kid a good kid? If he's a good kid, I might try to help him. If he's a bad kid, I might put him down, whatever. But at the end of the day, you're like, what's my personal risk for like trying to help my child? A $30,000 lawsuit? Fuck you.
Take it. Yeah.
Doesn't it
Run
kinda,
that
like,
way.
exemplify like how fucked up our justice system is?
Absolutely.
Like if you have 30 grand sitting around, fuck it, 30 grand, no big deal, call it a day.
And like that's it.
That's
for what they did. You know, if it comes out.
That's like rich molesters and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's true, huh? Slap on the wrist, you're free to go.
It's like that recent case with the UFC fighter who got revenge on the molester, right? So like the molester is probably not going to do as much time as he does for trying to
Protect his daughter.
Yeah, protect his daughter. Yeah, and I think that's what's weird. The justice system is so like case by case that it just doesn't feel right when you see somebody that's like getting away with a slap on the wrist while the other person is like.
And the other person did it like 100 times and is probably just gonna get away with a few years, and the other person who's protecting the daughter is like put away for fucking life or some shit. That's crazy, man.
So how is this $30K? That's in reimbursement to the city for using its resources incorrectly based on their thing.
This says
I think this was just between the two
it's a
parents.
different-
yeah, it just says is now seeking $30,000 in damages from Laundrie's parents.
Oh, from the money they
Two
spent
parents
trying to
are-
find.
And like you think like, because how they come about that number is very specific, right? Like I'm sure there's a system that they have in place, but it is like, how do you come up with that number? Like why only $30,000?
Maybe they just have to show expense reports on what they spent trying to find. Maybe like, I don't know, they put money out for extra searchers or some shit. But then I thought they would, in a civil suit you can't do punitive or like pain and suffering and shit like that. That's only you can only do that in criminal or what?
I don't even know.
Because then those are the ones you're like, how'd you come up with that number? Yeah. Where it's like, oh, I'm like the damage emotionally.
Yeah, you killed my dog, $50 million.
Yeah, I don't know how they come up with punitive fucking pain and suffering. At
That's
all.
crazy.